Right, I've got the happy management duo here, Scott and Bill. Listen, I ain't seen you for a couple of months or more now, and I thought that was a fantastic performance in front of, was it a record crowd in the end? Do we know?
I'm guessing it probably was. We've had some good ones this year, but it looked like a few more than what we had as what was the record crowd anyway.
Well, that would round the whole day off. I felt that. Have you changed your tactics? Because it felt that you weren't slow and laborious in your build-up play. It felt that you were going to press Jersey, I got it right,
Yep.
from high, and anything that you actually picked up, you were on a counter-attack very quickly. Is that something that's just been brought into the game over the last couple of months? Because I don't, when I watched you early in the season, it felt it was a more slower build-up and a more.
Yeah, to be honest, mate, I think it's adapting to the opponent, the level of opponent that you're dealing with here. I mean, in 9/10 of the games in this league, we have all the ball, and people retreat from us, and they give us so much space. It ends up, being tough to inject speed into the game, to be honest. But through Jersey's natural approach, they're confident. They've lost one game in 3 years or something. Of course, they're going to come here and get in our faces and come to win. And what that does, obviously, it ups the pace that we have to play, and in turn, we'll do the same to them. And I thought our mistake count was really low tonight, and that was something we emphasised before the game. Listen, you've got to respect the opposition. We're not going to be able to muck about and take too many risks against that level of opponent, because they'll punish you, and they're physically strong enough to get their bodies there. And if we invite contact and hang on to the ball too long, you're going to get in trouble like that. So yeah, I think we just, what I would call the way I was thinking about it towards the end of the game there, really mature performance, I think, and especially with some of the young boys. We got 3 18-year-olds out there. So
well, I was very impressed with your wingers. They were very rapid on both flanks. That in itself was dangerous. And then obviously you got Torren in the middle there, which I think had. He overdone it a little bit near the end, like he always does. Torren, he never lets me down on that one. But I thought in some of his play in the first half, particularly, was very good. I mean, have you added any more other than Torren? I don't know if you had any other new signings. I mean, you've lost Palace, which was a big hit, I suspect.
And what we tried to do with that was try to replace him sort of by committee, really, rather than one body. Here's our Palace Francis replacement. So we got Dean Rule in from Bad Shot League, who played on the left tonight. Ollie Twum from Sutton Common Rovers, who's been a top player at this level.
So you have brought in some.
Exactly, and it gave us. And further to that, the other lad you saw playing out wide tonight, he's only been here for about a month now. Is Ben Crowhouse, who we've got on loan from Bromley. They were kind enough to send him to us.
Is that because you took Palace, gave them Palace, they felt they owed you one back?
The relationship sort of developed through the Palace deal, and thankfully it's gone pretty well having Ben here. So I think in the future we might be able to see them again for maybe a young player or two that they want to send out for some experience. I think we're the ideal club for a club like that, especially playing on the artificial surface like they do. And He's been really good for us, really good, Ben. I think out of all the lads tonight, when you talk about the maturity, he's the one I'm thinking of in particular.
I know this is always a tricky question, but basically, did the owners, young guys and good guys, sort of say, right, we're going to give you a little bit extra to get a few over the line, to get you over the line?
No. I'm standing here
I'm looking at Billy, he's got a little bit of a smile on his face. I mean, have they upped it a little bit just to get you over the line? You don't have to say how much, but have they upped it to give you a chance?
I know exactly what he's going to say. We lost 2 players. We lost Jacob Muntin, he went to Cray. We lost Palace, obviously. So whatever we had, we
and
just
Dominic hasn't been here
we lost Dom Hogan. He had a bad groin, and he just kind of sort of walked away for the season. Really, he can't really get fully fit, and so we haven't changed anything in our budget.
So how do you find these new players who have come in and done exceptionally well? Is there a scout that you send out? What sort of have you got some sort of special scouting network?
Do everything really, pretty much.
So you scouted these guys yourself, then?
Well, we were passed Ben by Bromley. They sent a few videos over. They offered us a right back and Ben. And at the time, we lost Palace. We needed someone that could play on the sides and as a 10 as well after losing Jacob. And also he's left-footed, which just helped with the balance a lot. We obviously like to play with a lot of width, and just him cutting inside allows right-backs to get on, and also slipping Eddie, the centre-forward. So it just sort of suited us, that one.
You know, what worries me a little bit for yourself, if you took an injury at your centre back, which your mainstays in Joe and Max, which are the mainstay, have you got someone that you can just pop in there, you know?
Well, we nearly had an emergency with Max on Saturday.
Did you?
He had to come
Wow,
off at half
because
time.
they are so important to your
he's saying he's
setup,
done a
aren't
muscle,
they?
and I'm thinking, of course you
I think I would be.
3 days before we play Jersey, but he's a freak. You know, he's somehow overnight he's okay again. And you see again tonight, didn't put a foot wrong.
No.
But in answer to your question, PJ that come on and played right back for us towards the end, he's a natural centre back really.
Right, okay. So you've got someone that might be able to give you a little job.
Harry Point
Harry, I would have thought might do your job in there from as your right back. I think he could probably go in there.
I'm not sure he'd be too happy with that.
Wouldn't he? Yeah, what's he like to stay out of trouble out there?
He started casuals as a right back, and then he come here, started playing on the wing.
Oh right, okay.
10, so
Okay.
He was back for one night only at right back tonight.
They had obviously Sol Solomon, who's probably one of the best players in the league.
Well, look, he went out injured. I bet you were rubbing. Not that you want anyone to be injured, but I bet you were rubbing your hands a little bit. You know, it's your night when something like that happens.
It's for me personally. I know he's probably different. Really, I actually wouldn't mind him staying on. Like, I want to see the best players on the pitch and challenge ourselves against those players. And to be honest with you, I just love football and I like watching good players. So
were you disappointed with Jersey, or did you think they would be better, or do you think it was your boys really upped it tonight?
I think maybe a couple of things, as in
because
obviously we've had
dominated the game quite a bit.
We've had experience of playing them once now. We've learnt a couple of things with their style of play from the first visit to Jersey earlier in the season, where we got away with it the skin of our teeth.
Did you?
Yeah.
So they won that 4-4.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we had a late miracle, but then again we took the chances at the end. But to be honest as well, mate, I think a lot of the boys in our dressing room feel like they owed us, or owed the club, owed themselves a result in one of these big games, and I think it was just
when you've got 500 here and all, Scott. I mean,
and
come on, we're talking Step 5 football, and there's 500 people here tonight.
And the amount of people watching online tonight, I know there would have been a good
was there? I did notice your secondary club that plays down there. There's no banners around at all. I thought, is this become Morton Ersham's ground all of a sudden?
Yeah, well, they're available to get put back up.
Well, I'm wondering whether you've done a deal with them, because I'll tell you.
Not quite.
That's unbelievable. Listen, anyway, 8 points now you're in front. That's a nice little comfortable lead. Do you fancy, who are you fancying? Do you think Beckenham are going to be the rivals more, or do you still think that Jersey have got 3 games still to get to you?
I mean, if I'm honest, I do think Jersey are a better team than Beckenham.
Right. Okay.
Beckenham are a little bit more awkward.
Right.
They've got some sort of big veteran players that sort of know all the tricks of the trade and can sort of wind the clock down, and sort of they're just a good gamesmanship team. I do think Jersey play slightly better football, and they've probably got some better individuals. So personally, I'm sort of rooting for Jersey, if I'm honest.
How did you get on against Beck? You only played them recently, didn't you?
Yeah, played them at home. They scored in the first 10 minutes.
What was the score? Draw?
We lost 1-0.
Lost 1-0. Oh, right, okay.
They're
awkward, aren't they? You know, they're an awkward, gritty team.
You know, they kind of swallowed Jose Mourinho's manual and sat 11 men behind the ball.
Well, you ain't going to love their style of football, but that's sometimes effective, particularly because they're not playing on even though they've got a great pitch at Beckenham. I mean, but they're not playing on this surface. This is what I always say about footballing teams, Jersey included. What do you do on on a Tuesday night away? I'm sorry, Frimley Green, like a Frimley Green. What do you play? Do you play that style of football on the bobbly pitches? You know, but I noticed you've gone forward a lot more quicker tonight than what I've seen you at most.
Again, I think maybe out of respect for the circumstances tonight, you know, you've got to be a little bit sensible at times. But we've actually played some really good football on some of them pitches this year. So they're some of my favourite performances.
Frimley,
yeah, no, honestly, it's some of those I've really enjoyed actually this season. But no, in answer to your other question, mate, I actually think it is going to go right to the wire. I just think it will. If you look at everyone's fixtures that's remaining, I think if a neutral was to look at the fixture list, they'd probably say Beckenham's got a harder task.
Gary was making reference. Range Park are always ones that are unsettling with Josh down there. You know, they're going to pick up points against some of these top
We've
sides.
got them to play as well.
Have you?
Here.
You know
right
that, you know, they put themselves around. Jordan Gallagher is obviously one of the top goal scorers in there as well. You know, so there are points that are going to be won and lost still. You know what I mean? So if you come second. You then play the fourth bottom of step 4.
To add further complication to that.
Go on.
Let's say there's 12 leagues at step 5 around the country.
Yep.
I think the top 10 points per game go automatic. So then you'll have the 2 that maybe not so good as a runner-up would have to go in a playoff.
So it's only 2. So the runners-up could go directly up on the points.
The way this leagugue's looking.
Do you think you're going to go that way?
Yeah, someone's going to come runner-up with like a league title winning amount of points.
No.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Whoever's runner-up in this league will probably be on 90 points.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if you just look across at the Hamworth Villas League, the teams that are runners-up at the moment in that one,
Abbey Rangers and that.
They haven't got the sort of points per game off the top of my head that this league has. For instance. So,
right. Okay.
But it's all, it's all
10 more games to go. Is it 10 more games?
I think we're single digits now. Just about.
Yeah, well, you can see the end on the horizon, I've got to say, but you've got a great support. I can only see more building up from that, for future games. So you ain't got a game Saturday, am I right in saying that? I didn't see no fixture. So no game. So your next game is Mr. Reid.
Yeah.
So he'll want to have one over on your Farnham, and they're sort of on the up as well, aren't they?
Puckett pitch isn't too bad.
They'll surely cut it and roll it for you. I think that, Tony will have that ready for you next Tuesday.
They've got a lot of players who are experienced at this level, not only experienced but have won at this level.
Right.
So you
know what's coming next Tuesday.
100%.
Tony loves a spoiler.
Game. They all will be. I just said to the boys in there, if we had a target on our back before this, we certainly have now. People are going to, they will, won't they? People are going to want to, once they've seen our result tonight, people are going to want some of that and want to come and do us. That's how it is, isn't it? You've got to be ready for that.
Huge respect for Jersey, though. They're never ones to sort of, come in here like Gary's top man, accepts the defeat, in the manner it's, you've got a fairly good relationship. But since the games, you didn't have any shenanigans out there.
No, not at all.
Because it got a little bit feisty at times tonight, didn't it?
Not between the benches, really.
Right. Okay.
I think everybody gets rolled up, and there's a bit of emotion always during the game, but it was never aimed at each other, really. And I'm a fan of those guys. I like what they do. I like how they play.
Are. They're good. Good club.
And it was good to go over there, and like I said, I hope they go up with us. Really, that'd be the ideal scenario.
Right, well, okay, that's it, mate. Hopefully I might get down to one of your games by the end of the season, Scotty and Bill. Good luck, both of you. Thanks so much for the interview.
Cheers,
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.